So this is at the edge of our property when you're coming up from Digby. This is looking back towards Digby. You can see the hills in the far distance that are on the opposite side of the Annapolis Basin. So the Digby Gap is straight ahead. That's where the ferry comes in from St. John. So according to the map, we live in Hillgrove. It's in Digby County. Our mailing address is actually Digby. It's because of the recent changes Canada Post has made. But we are the first property once you cross the boundary of into Hillgrove. This is a fairly busy road, so we get lots of traffic. Anyway, so what you see here is the hayfield. It's the very front corner of our property. We have a local farmer who harvests the hay, and he gives us a quarter of the cut, so we can use it for bedding for the chickens and whatnot. So the house is, as you can see, quite a ways up from here. We can't see this view from the house, but you can see that there's the Acacia Valley right across the road from us. So in the distance, there's hills on the other side of the valley. In the wintertime, you can see a bit more. This was an access road when they were doing logging at the back. Malcolm, the entrance to the back is way over there. Malcolm put the logs over the entrance just so that we don't have people driving their vehicles on our property if we can avoid it. So now I'm up close to the house. It's, as you can see, it's a pretty big house. It was built around 1836, I think, so it's approaching 200 years old. It was totally renovated inside about 15 years ago, but since we moved in we still did a lot of upgrades. Then behind you can see there's a, well, you can't really see from here, but the one building you can see is the greenhouse building that Malcolm built. This is the north side of the house, so it never gets sun. So this is the house that we bought. The solar panels on the roof were installed in the spring of this year. They went live, I think, on March 19th, 2020. You can see over here we get a nice insulated garage with a water source and whatnot. Malcolm built a chicken coop on the back. I'll show you that in a bit. And it has a nice big circular driveway. So this front field is the small part of our property. So we also have some solar panels on the back. The ones on the front of the house are on the east side, so they really get sun until the sunset. Property goes down to where you can see those, you can see the posts by the side of the road up here. I'm at the front corner of our, sort of the south corner of our property. You can see straight in front of me. So our property is just once again in behind that tree line, and it goes a long way back. So this is what we call our front garden. We put a lot of stuff in here this year. It didn't do very well because it was way too dry and we didn't have any mulch. Malcolm has a good chipper shredder on order, and so we have lots of trees that are down in the back, so we'll be creating lots of mulch to put on this garden next year. There's a different view of that front garden. When we moved in, the side porch was all open. Malcolm found a local, also was able to obtain some used windows, so he's we'll screen that in. It gets nice and toasty on a day like this. It's about 12 degrees outside right now, and it's probably about close to 30 in the porch. A guy that mills his own lumber, so he's been getting hemlock. So this is the greenhouse that Malcolm put together. We still have tomatoes growing in there, some peppers, Swiss chard, and we started some beans. I don't know if we'll actually get anything from them, but we'll see. So there's Swiss chard, we got some peppers, some tomatoes, the beans are back there. This is mostly tomatoes on this side, and then we have our Thai chili peppers down here, which we've had a few of them, not a lot. But anyway, this is an experiment, first year, so we'll see how it goes. And oh, chicken invasion. Here, I gotta get her out. Anyway, that's it. Our chickens are free to travel wherever they want. They tend to stick pretty close. This is a little open area right across from the house. Malcolm's built a little teepee kind of, or tented area back there for storage of some of his tractor equipment over the winter. He'll enclose that fully to keep the snow over the winter, but it's nice and convenient for storage. We got two of these large 1,000-liter water tanks from a business down on the Fundy coast, so that we can capture rainwater. It's useful when it's so dry, but even this summer we ran out of water pretty quick by about mid-July, and there wasn't much rain after that for quite a while. But as you can see, it's full now. This is the area back in behind the garage. This is our backyard essentially. It's probably about, I don't know, an acre and a half. The stones you can see in the distance there are what we put at. We started to create a fire pit, but there was a fire ban almost all summer, so we only used it twice, I think. Here's my entourage. They like to follow me around. They're always looking for treats. So here's a closer view of the fire pit. As you can see, it's a good distance from any trees, and the house is quite a ways away. So we think this is a good location. It's close enough to the house that it's easy to get to, but not a fire risk at all. This is another sizable field near the house. We're hoping to get goats maybe next year. Malcolm wants to build a barn to house the goats. We just put an electric fence around this. It'd be like a nice size field for them, for 4 or 5 goats to live in. So this is still that field that we want to use for goats. And there's the house. And then just in behind the goat field is the beginning of the logging road. I'll cover that another day. That goes back, it's a big rectangle. It's about 1.4 kilometers long, about 300 meters wide. So that's worth a video on its own. Most of it, unfortunately, has been clear cut, so there's not much to look at, but things are starting to grow back. So hopefully in a few years it'll be nice and green again. So that's it for this video. I'll try and get it put together and uploaded soon. Today's October 17th, I think. So we'll see when we get it done. So October 17th, 2020.